Okay, so a heartfelt welcome to everybody to this live talk about let them. First of all, just a little check if you can hear me all. Is the sound okay? Okay, fantastic. So I'm very happy to have you all here to this very powerful theme and topic. When you have read my newsletter, you have already seen a little bit what it is about. If you have read already the book from Mel Robbins, you will probably be very familiar with it. But I just want to approach that theme, that concept, from a very simple way and a very, let's say, related way from most of us come from. So when we hear this sentence, let them, it can easily become a sentence that can bring us into isolation. It can bring us into superiority, a feeling of superiority, a feeling of not being active and not, let's say, not being active or proactive in areas where we have a voice, we have a power. And it can also sound quite harsh and arrogant and can trigger a lot of yeah, but. And there are a lot of buts. So I just try my best to bring this concept to you in a way that it really brings clarity, that it brings freedom, that it frees up space and time and energy of your own life, and that it allows you to reclaim your own power and your own decision of when and with whom to act in which way. So let's go into this from the very bottom, and then I will look at it from three different areas that hopefully will help you to see it a little bit more clear and also to use it in an easy way in your life and to experience, to experiment. It's really something to try out and see what it does with us. So the let them theory, before I knew there was a let them theory, I started to apply it in regards to worries that I had in regards to what other might say, think, or do, that then inhibited me of being fully myself or experiencing areas in my life that I was curious about, or about speaking up my truth, or saying what I wanted to say in that moment, or even making decisions that were important to me. But I was so much worried about what others would say to that. And I'm talking especially to people that matter to us, people that are not so much in our nearest surrounding. It's easier to just put them aside. But I'm talking about family, family members, working colleagues, friends, community in where we move outside of work, the community we create on an online level where we are also much more exposed and can be easily criticized. And all of this kind of people that may have an influence on us or that we do care what they think. And so when we do not know what their opinions is about acts we do, opinions we have, new projects we start, then it might be something that occupies a big space in our daily thinking. And so once I understood that this inner chatting is big time occupied by having conversations, inner chatting with people that are not really here, but I take them with me in the shower because I keep thinking if I should do this or not, or what this person may say or not. Once I realized how much space these conversations and these people occupy in my mind, I just applied this concept like, let them think what they are, let them do, or have opinion about me, whatever they have. So what they think is none of my business. So let me put it this way. How many times, for example, to start very simple, have you wanted to dress, very simple, to get dressed in a way when you went to a party or to a family event or to a business event, and you made it change, not because you didn't feel comfortable with it, but because you became insecure of how this would be, your choice of clothes would be met by the other people attending the same event. Whether it is a private meeting, whether it is a business meeting, whether it is a job presentation, all of these ways where our initiative decision was then being adjusted, corrected, realigned, simply on the fact that we started to bring in what other people who were not present and who we couldn't ask and didn't ask, but what they would say. Very simple example. How many times did you not speak your truth in a group of friends, in a group of colleagues, in a conversation that was going on, maybe in a conversation where jokes or comments were made, where a big part of this group was agreeing with a certain tendency, and you did not speak up your truth, not because you said, okay, this is not my battle here, because this is also a choice, but really because you were fearing of what others would say if they would reject you from this group, if they would think bad about you, if they would not include you anymore to these invitations. So think about this. How many times did you not say what you really meant and wanted to say, only out of fear what the other one would think or say or do to that? Another very typical practical thing here is in our modern world, when we are posting, we are sharing from the heart in our social medias, when we use it, okay? How many times did you correct the post that you were about to put out, something that intuitively was on your heart and you wanted to share it, whether it is about an event you are doing, whether it is an opinion about something that's going on in the world, whether it is a picture that you then took off and changed several times, or whether it is a certain view or position to things that were going on either in your close community or in a global world, on the world community. How many times when you really wanted to post it out and share because you know it has an impact, how many times did you either correct, step back, or not post it at all? Again, not because of reasons that you say, oh, out of respect, or maybe I do not want to give my energy in there, which are all valid decisions, but purely out of fear of rejection, of being criticized, and maybe not meet the expectations of others. So this is another area where we can start to observe ourselves of how often do we not apply the let them theory, but we give them the power that we step back from an intuitive desire to do, say, or share something of who we are. And then, of course, it goes also out like, how many times did we not take the step that we feel is really necessary? And we know it is going to piss people off or hurt people or surprise people or make people maybe angry, because it's not the step or the decision the people around us expected from us, but it's a deep inner yearning that we have. And we do not move on, not because we don't have it clear, not because we don't have everything prepared or we have thought it through, but we do not move on because we are afraid to hurt people, to make people angry, or to also disappoint people. And I think there we come more into the closer surrounding of our communities, like family, partners, children, friends. And whatever the area is, whatever the area is, inviting the concept of letting people think, react, say, judge what they want brings a big part of freedom to us, and also a big piece of clarity, because then also we have the chance to see how other people really think about us or of who we really are. And this does not mean the end of a friendship or of a relationship. It just means that they have to deal with a different version of us than the version that we used to show or be so far. And it gives us the freedom to keep evolving. And then, of course, also relationship will keep evolving. Some will stay and get closer. Others will get a little bit more distant. Others will not even, it's not always so drastic. Sometimes it's just that people think bad about us. But the thing is, people think what they want anyway. People think bad things about us. Even good friends get annoyed with us often or think not nice about us. We think not always nice about our friends or closest people because we get annoyed about whatever they do, and they're still our friend and we still love them. So people judge us. People think not nice about us. People misunderstand us. And it's okay. What other people think is none of our business. This was my mantra before I heard or learned about the let them theory. I said, wait a minute, this is like what other people think about me is none of my business. This is the same. We are thinking about the same. We are talking about the same. And it really brings up a lot of freedom, a lot of peace also, because we allow others to think what they want, because they are allowed. They have the freedom and the right to think what they want, as well as we have. And we reclaim this energy and this space that we were usually dedicating to this inner chatting, and shall we do it or not, but what is he saying and she doing, and it really brings us back home to us again and frees up space, energy, and our own power. So, the let them theory, let them, in cases when we are worried about what other people may think about us, may opinion and judge about us, what we say, what we do, what we decide, how we are, how we dress, who we are in the world. If we start to bring this concept in and just at least give it a place and a door that it can be there, and we can integrate it into our choice. It will not happen right away, but once we have heard it, you will not get rid really of these words anymore. Let them. And it's a very interesting process once we get to know that this is actually possible, that we can actually actively just free the space, let them think what they want, and then bring the attention back to us and see what I really want to do right now. Okay? So this is the first area that I wanted to bring it. It's kind of the easier area because it can come, it brings this rebellion energy in a little bit of, it's like a Kali energy a little bit. And always when there is a little bit, I don't care energy in, there is a little bit of this anger, even if it's not an aggressive anger, but there is a force that helps us to do so. Or we can just drop it, which is even more peaceful, but not every change can only be peaceful. It brings us eventually to peace, but the way there is not always so peaceful, I have to say. Okay, and this not wanting to be judged and just having the possibility, seeing the possibility, what they may think or what we feel, how they react, that they are judgmental, can also piss us off, and we can really become angry. But when we remember to let them, then we can let it drop, and it gets more peaceful also in our inner landscape. So let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip about you. They do it anyway. We do it. And what they think, others think, is none of our business. Okay? So this is the first area. Now, where my second stage was when I understood, this also becomes part of let them. And this also is a process that is not easy because it comes with a good intention from my side, from our side, but it involves also others. And this is the area where we want others to be different, to make changes, often with the good intention that they would be healthier, they would be happier, they would have a lighter, easier life, they would be more successful, they would be fitter, they would have a better relationship. So the let them theory, bringing it in when we have expectations on others, people who live with us, for example, our partners. I mean, this would fill a whole week, I guess, when we start to share our experience, what all aspects we would have already tried to make partners, that they would change it. If it's participation in the household, if it is the way that they behave in the world, if it is how they are together with us and treat us. Friends, when they get silent on us, when they do not get back to us, when they don't listen to us, and we have to make sure that we are also hurt. When we see them kill themselves slowly by abusing substances, by living unhealthy, by falling again and again in the same toxic relationships. And from the outside, we always know that from the outside, it's so easy to see what's going wrong. And it's so hurtful for us to see how people we love keep doing the same mistakes or keep making the same decisions and make their lives really hard. So of course we try our best to bring in suggestions, we bring up conversations, we do all kind of things, and tension will be put up if they do not, if they do not resonate with it. And relationships get unnecessary tense. And there the let them concept is really helpful when we already have brought up certain topics that we see that we are bothered by, or that we see goes against the well-being of a person that we love. Once we see that they are not met with openness and we keep pushing, we need to understand that the more we want to help, the more suggestions we have. If the other person is not ready and does not want to do the change, then the resistance will always become bigger and bigger and bigger. So adults and young adults, which many of us have children or do deal with young people, it starts already with young adults. I'm not talking about children here. That would be a whole different topic, because there we are responsible for young children. But adults do only change when they feel motivated, that they want to change. So let them is often a life savior for relationships. It is an act of respect for the other's choice, the other person and the choices they make. It is an actual choice of us to give them the freedom and have their own experience, even if we see exactly where they're going to head towards to. But they have the freedom to have their own experience. And it's even more difficult when we see them do the same mistake as we had been doing in the past. But also here, and even more, it's important to let them have their own experience and honor their choices, and then see how we deal with that. But first of all, to make a step back off. So we have to back off and let them the space, and let them have the space to make their own decisions, and that they are not being judged for it, or that we do not cut our love for them, that we can still feel the love and admiration for them while they're still doing what they are doing. That makes it really difficult for us to witness that. When friends do not reach out, for example, also in a way that we wish, when they do not include us, when they kind of ghost us, when we have the feeling, or it is like this, that they are excluding us. With people that are not so important to us, it still hurts, but it's easy to do the let them concept. But with people we really care about, it's very painful and it's very difficult. But knowing that there are different aspects that we maybe also don't know what's going on in their life, or maybe they need space from us in this moment, or maybe they just have so many other things that they cannot include us, or in a specific group of friends when we are not included, and this hurts a lot. Just to see also what was my part also. Have I really been taking care of this relationship or friendship lately, or was I busy also with my life for the last few months, and they maybe do not exclude me, but they do not think about me because I haven't really been part of that friendship. And even if it's not, if we haven't done anything wrong, or we don't see we have done anything wrong, we can still give them the space, use the time and space for us, sending them love, and just wait until time goes on, and see if if there are other moments when maybe they reach out again. So this is a little bit a more difficult one that can be very tricky. And I guess all of you had some images while listening to me, to maybe similar things that are happening in your life or have been happening in your life. And you know that it comes with pain, it comes with frustration, it comes with this feeling of being isolated, rejected, not heard, not seen. But especially then, I think, when we bring back the focus to us and give them the space and the freedom to walk their path, then we also do not close the door. And there is the chance that this will eventually go into another place again. And at the end, I want to go to the third area that kind of the first two will naturally lead us to. When we say let them, which often is very helpful, because we can refocus our energy, we can reclaim it, we can ease the pain a little bit. We can just bring the attention away from them to us, and there is always a lot to do. But when we do this, it always need to be followed eventually then with let me. Okay, I let them do what they want or what they think is right for them. I let them think what they want and whatever their opinions are. But then let me use this energy and space and be the person that I want to be and create that life that I want to create and experiment without fear and bring this out into the world that I want. Let me be the friend that I would wish that this person was to me, and look out for people where I am being met and where I feel that there is a mutual respect or a similar energy that I can thrive on. Let me be the one who reaches out and proposes something to a family member or work colleague or a friend that I would really like to do, and not wait for others to reach out to me. Let me be the one who speaks my truth in a kind way, but in an honest way, and create this kind of conversation that I am longing for. Let me be the one who takes the decision, what of these 24 hours conversations that I have in my mind, only with myself, where and who I dedicate that time and space to. And what of kind of conversations I keep feeding and nurturing in my head, which then creates also an energy field around me that people will perceive. So yes, let them is wonderfully liberating and powerful, empowering, and it's a really helpful concept. And it makes us reclaim our space and makes us reclaim our energy and brings us back home, so that we make conscious decisions of what I think, what I say, what I do, how I show myself in the world, and who I am in relationship to others, whether it is in family, friends, in the work environment, or in other ways out there in this very special world that we live in. I would like to end with a poem that brings back in the kindness, that despite the powerful let them and this consciously turning away from focusing too much with others or worrying too much about others, but that comes with a certain force sometimes or often or needs to come, but then that it brings also the kindness in again, especially in our own inner landscape. And it is really the reclaiming of our own energy and power that I find is important here, or that made me bring this topic out to the world. Because when we stop focusing on what others or what somebody else is doing or thinking, then we can start focusing on us. And there is where the key is, and there is where the power lies. If you want to know more about it, there is this wonderful book or audible book. I'm listening to her, and as always in every book, some chapters and sections speak to us, others not. But Mel Robbins' Let Them is quite powerful. I like not every single bit of it, but I like the concept how she brings very simple, real situations from daily life in, and it may help you also to weave it more into your life. So I would like to end here with poem from Dana Forts. And I have also, by the way, in June, the next video that I'm going to upload in my online studio with Yin Yoga is Let Them. So it's a half an hour, 40-minute sequence about this topic. So, praying to be kind. I used to think that being smart, successful, and accomplished was the key. And then I believed that being a discipline seeker would open the doors to divinity. Now it seems to me all that really matters is being kind. Kind to my stumbling, imperfect self. Kind to every other being I meet along the way. I pray for the rough edges of my judgments to be smoothed. So what remains is kindness and acceptance of this unfolding moment. Inside this kindness, may I find truth, and may truth illumine my way today. Praying to be kind from Dana Forts. I will put this also in the recap that I send you together with the link of this session. And I hope that it inspired you in some way or another. And if not, that you just had half an hour here for yourself and with all of us. Thank you so much for being here with me. Take good care of yourself and keep enjoying experimenting all of these different aspects. See you soon. Bye-bye.